Hey there. So, I want to share some info about the first chakra. We have um, a chakra series where we have the seven main chakras in the body, where we do clearings. So each one is specific to whatever that chakra is. But this coming Saturday is that first chakra. So, first chakra is huge. Think about that. First chakra has to do with your survival. Okay. It's got that life, death, survival. So a lot of angst is in that first chakra. Here's the thing. If you haven't unraveled, a lot of the terror, the fear, the anxiety, the worry, the stress, the direct experiences that caused emotional angst in you, if you didn't clean those things up, then this lifetime, you'll find yourself struggling financially. You'll find yourself struggling in ways that cause you to feel unsafe. It's like you're not safe in the world. It's going to have a lot of angst in the thought or fear of death and dying. There's going to be a lot of trauma in the subconscious that's anchored in there. Think about if you've had, hundreds of lifetimes, which everyone that's alive right now has had. Many have had way more than that, but even let's just say several hundred. Let's say 500. Let's say 500 lifetimes. You died each time, right? If you were born, you died. So every one of those death experiences, unless it was like a peaceful death, dying of old age, or maybe an illness where you weren't all tweaked about it, but a lot of deaths weren't like simple. They weren't just simple deaths. A lot of deaths had a lot of trauma in them. Okay. So that trauma, if it's still lodged in your subconscious, which it is, okay, then this lifetime you're going to be experiencing, trauma. Okay. So think about it. Think about this. If you have the awareness, okay. So if you're subconscious, everything in your subconscious is what creates your reality, your beliefs, the emotions, all that subconscious, experiences. It does get carried over from past lives as well. And whatever you've had in the past, those past lives, the energy of that is still lodged in your subconscious. So what happens in this lifetime, you got these beliefs, you have these experiences, you have these conclusions, you have these terrors, you have these fears, anxieties, stressors that are still there. Okay. So whatever you've experienced, your soul levels, your higher levels are going to co-create together with other people's higher levels to bring you situations that are going to hit that energy in the subconscious to activate it in order to bring it to conscious awareness. Okay. All that's being brought to conscious and awareness is the emotion, not the memories, just the emotion that goes with those experiences and memories. Okay, so it gets activated. So what happens in this lifetime is, okay, you got all this past life stuff. You died in starvation. You died in, not enough food and cold and intense, slow death experiences, traumatic deaths, injuries, attacks, people have caused harm, hurt the body. So all those emotions are still there. Okay. Now the reason that your higher levels are co-creating, to bring you to another situation that will help you feel that same way isn't to torture you, make you suffer. It's so that you will go through it. So the soul can get the lesson. So your soul can get it. Okay. How does it get it? Direct experience. Okay. Not just the experience, but the emotion that is caused and created by that experience. That's what has to get, released and known. So let's just say past life. Hang on. Let's just say, okay, let's say through some kind of abandonment, being ostracized, that now you ended up being alone, and then of course couldn't care for self, and then it was like a painful death. So you have all these emotions that are anchored in, like like being abandoned, the fear of not being a part of, that separation anxiety, all of that emotional energy frequency is still in the subconscious. Okay. So and then what happens is of course you carry it over, but what's trying to happen is the soul needs to know itself. This is why we have all these experiences. We have to know ourselves in order for the soul to be done with it, to let it go, to let it be done, over. You got it. You got the lesson. You now know that experience. You know that feeling. You know that emotion at the soul level. Okay. So you have these big experiences. The soul finally surrenders in and feels these emotions because now you understand, this is the soul's journey. This is how the soul gets its lessons. This is how the soul evolves through direct experience. I got it. Okay. Oh, so now, I'm being kicked out of my church, or I'm being kicked out. This is my aunt. She belonged to Jehovah's Witness. Okay. So she got a roommate. My aunt's like in her 70s. Okay. Like late 70s. She got a roommate to help pay for the rent, to help pay, because she's living on, very little money. Okay. So it was a man. I mean, all it is a roommate. He had his own room, blah, blah, blah. Well, the church kicked her out. Okay. Everybody, her sister included, no longer talked to her. Okay. Ostracized. Okay. Now, in the past, people died from being ostracized. Okay. So you've got that trauma in there. And now here it is again in this lifetime. So now other things are happening, that you're now experiencing again, that being ostracized. So this time now the teachings, you understand, the soul's journey. The soul's journey, is about knowing itself in all these ways. And this is how it knows itself, is by having an experience and surrendering, softening to those emotions, so that you now fully know the intensity of what it feels like. And then the energy releases and comes out of your body. It comes right out, spins out. And then that feeling isn't there anymore. That's the beauty of once you got something, you can't even find the thought of it. You can't find the feeling, you can't find the emotion, can't find the thought. It's over. Okay. And you don't have to carry it forward, and you don't have to keep doing this same old lesson or, experience to know yourself in being ostracized. Okay. Rejected, abandoned, not wanted, not belonging. It's a big one. That's one of the ones that are held in that first chakra. Okay. Now, first chakra is also going to be affecting your finances, the money, wealth, abundance, all of that. So if you want, you want to enhance or start having more money coming in, then you have to face the energy frequencies that are around money, wealth, okay, being taken care of, having enough money, having enough to survive, be comfortable. So when we have those kinds of traumas in the subconscious, then there's always that fear of not having enough money. And I know in my world, of course, I experienced a lot of lack of money. Okay. So my early life, I lived, it was almost, destitute and living from paycheck to paycheck, not having, barely scraping by, always worried. Oh my gosh, if anything extra happened, how I'm going to handle that. Back then something happened with the car. Oh my God, I got another, how am I going to do this? Okay. So that feeling, that fear, that worry, okay, that feeling like, how am I going to feed my kids? How am I going to have enough money to buy food, to buy groceries? Okay, that causes a major stress. It causes a lot of anxiety. So those emotions that are getting activated are carried over from your past experiences. So with the finances and that lack feeling of lack, then there's also the piece around what are your judgments around money. This is another big one. Okay. So a lot of people don't realize that they have judgments around money. Okay. There are people that have a feeling or a belief that people that have money are evil. They're bad. Okay. They're heartless. Okay. So if you have that running, why would you let yourself have money? Because then you're heartless and evil, cruel. Okay. So all these beliefs, all these little thoughts that are in you around money. You see other people, you're jealous of somebody else. Why? Oh, because they don't have money. Okay. So it's like we have all these angst around money that we're not even consciously aware of. Okay. So when you think about money, how much money are you able to receive? What I mean by that is, I'll just share this story because it's kind of cute. I had one of my people that worked for me back in the day, way back when I lived in Colorado. I was talking to her about money and asking her, okay, well, how much money feels comfortable? Like if I said, oh, here's $1,000, can you receive it? Okay, so $1,000 actually kind of shook her a little bit. The thought of receiving $1,000, her body couldn't do that. Okay. So think about, if I say, okay, here's $10,000, here's a 50,000, here's 100,000. How much money are you able to receive? You can tell, your body will tell you. Okay. It's a simple process. Okay. Oh, someone's giving me $10,000. Oh, my heart's wide open. I can say, thank you, thank you, thank you. Love it. Great. This will really be beneficial, helpful. Or is there like a grab, a zing, a charge, a reaction inside where it's like, oh, no, that's too much. You can't receive that. That's what it was like for the person that I'm referring to. She could not receive even $1,000. Okay. Point being is, if you can't receive, then how do you think you're going to have money and abundance and wealth? Okay, now let's talk about receiving. Okay, if your receiving's blocked, what that means is you can't ask for what you want. Okay, you can't receive. It could be as simple as someone complimenting you, telling you, oh, you look beautiful today, or, oh, I love your smile, or, oh, you're such a great teacher, or whatever it is that they're complimenting you on. When you hear those compliments, what happens in your body? See, your body's your barometer. It's going to tell you, whether your thoughts are true and real or not. So compliments, receiving gifts. How about for your birthdays? A lot of people have their birthdays. A lot of people get gifts. A lot of people celebrate. Okay. In that, are you receiving the acknowledgments, the birthday wishes, the gifts, or whatever that is, with an open heart, with a big, oh, yes, thank you, thank you. Or, oh, you shouldn't have. Or, okay, I'm talking about those little feelings within that don't allow for energy to come in. Okay, so if someone's complimenting you and you're saying, oh, whatever, you're blocking it, that means you're also blocking everything. Love, connections, wealth, money, abundance, everything. Okay. So again, paying attention to your own self is really important. Feeling your body. When someone says something to you, what does the body do? Is there a charge, a grabbing, a sensation? What's happening inside? Okay. So our reactions to our experiences also can let us know if we're open to receive or not. Okay, this is still all first chakra. So the thing about the first chakra, like if I go in and I start releasing and clearing the energy of that first chakra, which is what's going to be happening on Saturday, then a lot of these angst, a lot of the traumas, the experiences, the carryovers, when they get cleared out of that first chakra, whatever you're experiencing becomes a non-issue. So I'm not just clearing it from that chakra. I do clear the subconscious, because you do have to clear the subconscious in order for things to hold. Also, you have to clear those chakras in order for things that are in the subconscious, for both things to really hold. Okay, you got to do it all. So the subconscious, it's like it's part of whatever is held in that first chakra, or any of the chakras. And when we clear those out, what happens is we're no longer having the same angst. We're no longer feeling those sensations in our body when we're being gifted in some way or acknowledged in some way. The body's no longer in grabbing angst. Our bodies are relaxed. The heart is open to receive. Okay, so we have to be able to receive. Okay, so the ability to receive will determine how much money. Okay, now the receiving, again, let's go back to my girl. Okay, she could only handle $1,000. Okay, so she's limited. It's like a little bit. Okay. I can take a little. Just give me a little. Then I can handle that. Okay. So again, you can, figure out how much where you live in your thoughts and your consciousness and your ability to receive by just questions. Can I receive 10,000? Can I receive 50? Can I receive 1,000,000? Oh, wait, I can feel a grab. It's a red flag. Okay. So what's also cool about the chakra series is you fill out a questionnaire. Okay, this is why this is more in depth and takes more time on my part, because I'm reading all the answers on the questionnaire with specific questions, and it helps me to get a sense of this, you have this particular issue. Oh, this person has this particular issue or several issues. Okay. So I'm gathering all that info. And then when it's time for the clearing, I'm going after every one of those issues that people had. So what's really awesome is you may have only listed 5 things, maybe somebody else listed 5 different things, So what's happening is you're getting the benefit of everyone else's issues that they are aware of, okay, that you still have, because think about this, same in you, same in me. We all have the same old angst, the same issues, okay? So when we get that clearing, and other people, we're hearing things, you might be thinking, oh, I don't have that, but somewhere in your subconscious you do, because we've already done everything. We've experienced everything, pretty much. Tortures, all kinds of stuff. Atrocities, ways of dying, fears of living, fears of survival, all of that. We've been through it all, okay? So when we clear all of that out, because I'm paying attention, I'm listening, reading, and clearing all that energy. So again, you're getting not just what you're aware of, but you're getting what you're not aware of. So it just creates more and more opportunity for everyone to, to be able to have a shift in that energy, in that first chakra, life, death, survival. Okay. It's pretty cool. So I know that we have, like, if you do the whole series, which is 7, if you do all the series, I know there's a discount. That's right there on the website. So, if you want to change your world, change your life, then start shifting and changing what you're holding in the chakra systems. Okay. Again, first chakra, root chakra, is life, death, survival. All energies, all frequencies, anything to do with life, death, survival will be happening. Okay, it'll be getting cleared. Then it won't be an issue in your world. See, that's what I love about the clearings, is if you get all the pieces, you know what I mean? Like if you get all the parts, the components that are causing an angst, that are causing a trauma, causing some kind of pain, if you clear all those out, then there's nothing in the way anymore. And then what happens is when you try to remember the thought, it's gone. The feelings and emotions aren't there anymore. They're gone. Okay. You can't find them. Okay. I'm just really quickly. One of the things that happened for me last year was a major realization, understanding, but then I went through this massive, intense heartbreak. And for the first time in my life, that sadness that's always been there to some degree, was always some sad. I just never could get. Okay. Finally, it's gone. Now it's like it's hard to find any sad at all. Okay. Now keep in mind, I've done a lot of inner work, a lot of shifting, changing, and movement has happened. It's like it's a trip, because things will happen. I can feel a slight kind of sad, that would warrant us, to feel sad, but there's no deep sad. It's just not there anymore. And this is true for any issue that I personally have had cleared, and the same for other people. When it's out, it's gone. It's over. Okay. Hang on, what? Will this help me be able to remember who I am? Oh. Yeah, hang on a second. Will this help me remember who I am? Yeah, I mean, what happens is as we clear out, see we've got all these misperceptions about who we are, okay? And inside of everyone is that frequency of the light, the divine light, okay? Everyone's got that divine light, okay? That is who you are. You are creator incarnate, okay? And when you clear out energies that are not you, which are the misperceptions, which is the wounding, it's the shattering, it's the, the death, the horrors, that you have lived. When those energy frequencies are no longer in you, then you're residing more in your true self, that true divine light that you are. Then, yes, you are remembering who you are, because now you're living in a state of awareness. You're living with your heart's more open, okay? And in that, you are more your true self, okay? Which brings me to another topic, which is people want to know what their purpose is, their true purpose, okay? The real, truest purpose of everything is to be your true, authentic self, okay? That means clearing out all the wounding. Okay, I'm awake, get downloads, what I want to know who I am. Okay, well, I'm telling you, who you are is in your light. It's in the core. So you might get downloads. A lot of people get downloads. That doesn't mean anything other than you get downloads. I get downloads. Doesn't mean anything. It's just information. Okay. But to know who we are means to live in your light. Okay. In the very core of you, and as well as every sentient being, critters, any sentient being, anything with eyes, anything that's sentient, has that divine light. We are that. That's who you are. When you clear out the misperceptions and beliefs and conclusions, okay, then you're living with your heart more open. And there's a frequency in there. It's pure light. It's pure unconditional love. That is really who you are. But it's more than that. When you're coming from this place, when you are living in your true divine light, okay, you're being your authentic true self, which is not someone who is causing harm intentionally, hurting others intentionally, blaming, judging others intentionally, okay? That dance is done. You're no longer judgmental, finding fault, hating people, judging people, wanting to kill people, hurting people. No, you are living from that place. And that's when your true personality comes forth, who you are. You start living and you know who you are, okay? It's pretty cool. Yeah, so the journey back to the self, all these different things that we offer, in our business is all about liberation. It's about liberating ourselves from our misperceptions, our beliefs. It's from the mind, it's from all the chakra stuff, it's from the traumas and the angst and all these energies that we've experienced and continue to experience until we know ourselves in all these different ways. But it's like it's just coming back to the true authentic self. Okay, it's clearing out, healing all the angst, the hurts, the pains, the traumas, all of that. And it's a journey, people. It's like everything is a journey. It takes time. And what I love is clearing energy is one of the fastest ways to find your own true authentic self, to fall back into your divine light. I walk people into that light all the time. I'm not sure, if you've experienced it or not, but it's within everyone. We have that light within. Basically, you can find it at any time, and you can go there in an instant once you are aware of your own divine light. Okay, it's just taking your awareness and just take it right to that heart chakra, and then coming deeper into that heart chakra with the intention to find that light within. So it's right in the very core, and it's this beautiful light, and it's often covered up with all kinds of emotions, misperceptions, beliefs, ideas, nothing that's true and real, but we think it is. So what we're doing is we can bypass all of that. We can still come right into the heart itself, into the light. And then when we come into that light, you just be in that energy, just be there, just sit in that, rest in it, just surrender to that. What happens is you begin to feel there's nothing in here. There's no trauma, drama, crisis, horrors, no emotions, no poor me's, no victimizations. It's nothing but pure unconditional love. Okay, that is you. Everyone has this. Everyone is this. Okay, and when we practice coming in and just residing in our own light, then you become excruciatingly aware every time You come out of it and you start to go into the judging or the poor me's or the fault finding or the needings and wantings that are coming from, the emotional angst. Okay. So it's like you start waking up to what's real and what isn't real, what's you and what isn't you. And all of your beliefs, your conclusions, your misperceptions, none of those are true and real. Beliefs are not true and real. Okay. So when you practice coming in and being in your own light, then you really can feel, wow, oh yeah. Okay, so think what people do is, let's say you're in a relationship and you want something from that person, but you are not articulating and you can feel, like you can't speak your truth because you got all this angst in you. Okay. So, so when you're in that light, you're sitting in your light, and then your partner comes around and you have that desire. Well, if you're right here, you can speak your truth. Oh, yes, I would love for you to cook me dinner or whatever. Okay. So otherwise, it's like making innuendos or making little remarks or, trying to get the person to do something that you're not being clear with. Okay. But there's an angst in it and you can feel it. You can feel that angst in your body. It has to do with misperceptions and belief that there's something wrong with you, that you don't deserve, you're not wanted, you don't belong, you're not enough. All of these are like the core shit, the core woundings that all of humanity has. So absent all of those, what's life going to be like? Truly, when you want something, there's not going to be anything in you grabbing you, and people get paralyzed. They can't speak. They can't say what they want. There's so much shame. Okay, there's all these intense energies, emotions, and people are locked up, frozen. Okay, what if you weren't? What if you weren't? Okay, what if you were not? So that's what happens with the chakras. You clear those chakras out, you clear out the emotions, clear out all the traumas, clear out all the, that carry over, all this energy that's in there, and start having these energies start to spin at the right frequencies, colors, and you get more balanced. You're more in balance. You're more, in the flow rather than fighting upstream, trying to get your needs met. No, it changes everything. Kimmy, only 2 weeks ago. Girl, you got a lot of stuff to find out. We have all kinds of cool stuff. Yeah. Yeah. So Kimmy, it's like, it's been a journey. My life has been devoted. Like I started my journey in 1984, seeking enlightenment. That's how I got where I'm at. I was seeking enlightenment. Okay. Yeah. So 1984. So I got 40 years of doing this work and bringing it to the world. And then, of course, it changes over time. As I evolve, my work evolves. Okay. So it's pretty cool. Yeah. Okay, great. Does clearing out the chakras work for it? Yes. Oh, yes. Okay, hang on. Okay, hang on. Yes. Okay. So here's the thing. It's not so much for your ancestors. Okay. And it's for the future, your kids. Once you start clearing out the chakras, they get cleared out. They're no longer behaving and acting the same way because they don't have the trauma, drama, angst, crisis, horrors carried over in those chakras anymore. Okay. You are changing them, getting them ready for the new paradigm. Okay, this is what, on some level, people, this is what it's all about. We're in that frequency of the new paradigm. We haven't landed fully in it yet. We got about another 148 years or maybe 149. Yeah, about that where we're really in it. Okay, but in the meantime, the more inner work you do, the higher you raise your vibration. Okay, and you're vibrating at a frequency that passes through the veils. Okay, you can't pass through the veils when you're holding black stuff in your subconscious. It hits those veils, can't pass through. This is all that crap that we're getting exposed in the world right now. The horror of greed, okay? Greed, jealousies, envies, hating people, prejudices, all the stuff we're seeing where people are dying, starving to death, insensitive, all that stuff is black, okay? People who that can allow that to happen have that black stuff. And then also people that are holding angers and hatreds and revenges and all of that. You can't pass through the veils. Okay. Now, the soul will keep evolving. The soul will keep waking up. Okay. The soul will keep, going into lifetimes, but it won't be on planet Earth. It'll be somewhere else. Okay. And everything you got with you right now, you'll still have it. Okay. So you might as well get in there, unravel that stuff, find that light in your heart, that beautiful light inside, and connect with that way. Okay. Way better. I'm telling you, way better. Okay. Okay. Charlene is a good one. Do we inherit our parents' chakra blockages? Yes. Yes, you do. Think about this. When you're in your mother's womb, okay, you're in that womb, you are literally taking on her energy. Okay. So whatever angst she's got, whatever traumas, horrors, crisis she has, you're going to have that as well. But you also have your own. This is why we want to clean up, from the womb. We do specific clearings to clear your mom and dad's energy out of you, okay? Because it's still there. It doesn't go away, okay? You're still identifying as though it's you, and it's not, okay? So, so you got there, it's compound and whatever they got, it matches some of your stuff. But the key is, it's like if you start just facing it, clearing it, or get clearings, okay? It takes this stuff out and it's gone, okay? Lift it out, gone. Okay. Okay. All righty. Okay. What about fear of being killed? How can I work this? Okay. So the reason you have fear about being killed is you still have a trauma in your energy field carried over. You've been killed. Okay. Traumatically killed. Okay. Okay. Hang on. Yeah. So that's still alive and well in you. So basically, like I'm telling you, on Saturday is the first chakra, life, death. If you were to come to that clearing, this feeling would most likely be cleared and lifted right out of you. No joking, okay? Because I'm dealing with life, death, survival. That means I'll be clearing out all the atrocities that you have lived that made you die, the tortures that you have lived, the terrors that you have lived, everything that brought you to that death that's still in you, we're clearing that out. First chakra, life, death, survival, clear it out, okay? So I would suggest you come and check this out. So you come, it's a half-hour clearing, but basically, no. This is an hour clearing. You get the recording and you listen to it, and more gets released. Okay? It's pretty cool. Okay, hang on. Okay, when people say they no longer feel their innocence, is that their light they get somehow blocked from? Oh, no. Well, okay, a lot of different things. A lot of things destroy a person's innocence, okay? The moment you start seeing any horrors, your innocence is gone, okay? And there is that feeling of innocence and purity that does, in time, it fades simply because the more life experiences we have, we're no longer in that pure state, okay? Also, if we've done things, atrocities, or we hurt people, not like intentionally, but, just being alive, you're going to hurt people because maybe you don't agree with something, maybe you don't like something, maybe you don't want something. It's not a bad thing. It's just that, other people might take it and feel like you personally hurt them or whatever. But ultimately, that feeling of innocence, just over time, it fades. Okay. Now it can be taken away dramatically, tragically, horribly by abuse. Sexual abuses do it, physical abuses, mental abuse. You're causing harm. Okay. And if you come back into your light, like I was talking about a little bit ago, in that light, there's a purity. Okay. In a sense, in that purity, it's not quite innocent, but there is a sense of like innocence in that purity. Okay. So by coming back into your own self, coming into your own light that is in you, that you are, it's not even in you, it's you. Okay. Coming into your own light, you will experience, those feelings of, innocence, purity. Okay. And you'll also experience that frequency of unconditional love, which is where we want to live. We want to have unconditional love. Think, everyone's in some way in their own struggles, in their own strife, in their own pain, in their own suffering, okay? They've all had their trauma dramas. They all got their carryover. Everyone's doing the best that they can possibly do with what they're living with, okay? But what happens for us is we stop judging people. We stop finding fault with people, okay? We're holding people in unconditional love, which is what everybody wants. Everyone wants to be loved just as they are without trying to change. It doesn't matter who they are, what they are. They just want to be loved, okay? Everyone wants it. So when we are holding that, when we are living that, when we are within our own selves, that people feel it, okay? They feel it, and it activates that inside of them. So the greatest thing we can do for others is do our own inner work, shine our light, live in that frequency of our own light, and let that feeling of pure love and light come into the world. Shine your light into the world without the angst. See, the thing with that light, there's no angst in there. There's no trauma drama. There's no wounding. The wounding is in the emotional body, the emotions. Your light, they're no wounded, no broken, no shattered, nothing. Okay, here's the thing. So Kimmy's new, people. She's only known us for 2 weeks, okay? So how many times will you need to be cleared? This is on your website? Is that this Saturday or last Saturday? Yeah, okay, it's okay. So it's this Saturday, the first chakra. It's a series. It's all 7 chakras. Okay, 7, all 7. This weekend, it's a Saturday. It's on the first chakra. It's for a full hour. And you fill out a questionnaire, okay? There's questions. I read your information, okay? Then I gather your information as well as other that are attending. And I'm going to be clearing everything that everyone talked about, everything, maybe even more, okay? You will get cleared. Then you have the recording to listen to as much as you want. Okay, so if you're still feeling angst, whatever, you go back and you listen to it again. And every time you do, more energy will get cleared. Guaranteed. That's how it works. Just so y'all know, people, way back, I remember I was like, okay, how can I reach more people? The individual stuff, the workshops, that was one thing. Not everybody could come to workshops. And I needed a way to reach more people. So I got the knowing. And it was to do group clearings. But the key is that when I do these, people could listen to them again, but they call my consciousness to them when they listen to it. So that's what you would do. You'd put it on, turn it on, get it going, call me in, ask me to be there. And I keep clearing. Okay? It's like the ever-ready battery. It just keeps on keeping on. It's pretty cool. Okay? So Kimmy, that's how it works. You have it, it's yours. You can listen to it as much as you want I would listen to it until you got no more angst around money, anything receiving. So if someone gives you a gift or a compliment, you're like, oh, thank you. Okay. Heart wide open, receiving. Okay. No longer fearing death, no longer fearing being judged, no longer fearing that someone's going to kill you. It's over. You can't find the thought or the feeling. That's what this work does. Okay, so here's the thing. If you can't be there when I do it, you can still get the total benefit from it. Okay, so again, those of you who don't know, like Kimmy, when you purchase something, that is yours, and you get to watch it, keep it, because it's in your membership and it's all your stuff. And you go in and listen to it as much as you want, or whenever you want, okay? So if you're not able to attend, you can still buy it, okay? Buy it, then it's there, and then you watch it when you have time, and then watch as much as you want, okay? One of the reasons people that we did try consider like letting people download, but the problem is a lot of people download a lot, so they don't have the capacity to hold 100 videos. People buy, because it's changing their lives. Okay. So, we went through this before and decided it's just, this way it's there. They don't have to worry about it. They can get as much as they want. So that was one of the reasons, people weren't downloading, was simply because they're going to buy more than just a few, because they work. Changes your life, not about your story. Okay. All right. So just so y'all know, I did change the time. Normally I would start at 10 for this, but I changed to 11. I'm in East Coast time, Eastern Daylight Time. So we've pushed it out to another hour. Okay. So we'll be doing these every week, most likely, or when we got something coming up, just a reminder and information about what it is we're doing, so that you'll know what it is. Okay. So we changed the time to 11 rather than 10. Okay, hang on. What? I want to hear trees. Speak with trees, plants. What do I need to do to be able to do that? Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. I'm telling a quick story. I love it. My sister, this is way back when we were, way back. Our kids were little. And my sister lived in this area. We all lived in the country. We lived in the country. She was living in this one area, and she would, go to different places, take walks out in the fields, whatever. And these orchards that were dead and dying, these trees were dead. They were dead. So, but this was back then. This is when we first started opening up. My sister used to talk to aliens, and we are going to do that series. She's going to be here in a couple of weeks, and we are going to start doing the series on the aliens. She was talking directly to them. The spaceships came for her. Okay, there's lots of cool stuff, but let me come back. So she's talking to the aliens. They're telling her, to talk to the tree, whatever. So she starts talking to the trees. So she puts her hands on the tree, Charlene. Okay. So this is what I want you to do. You do this, just do that. Just put your hands on the trees and, start connecting through your heart, just connecting. So what she did, she started connecting with the trees, and they liked her energy. They wanted her to come. So they told her, if you come, we will bear fruit, or the tree will bear fruit. Okay. So she did. She started coming every day, giving the tree energy. And I swear to honest God, for real, the tree, especially the one she was talking to, bear fruit. Okay. So my point being is, put your hands on it. Don't be thinking you're talking to a human. It's not the same. It's more of a knowing. It's where you're communicating in a telepathic way with the spirit energy of that tree. So you're connecting with the tree. You're connecting with the consciousness of the tree. Think about this. Everything is alive. Everything has that awareness, that God creator consciousness in it. Even the flower of life is in every cell. It is everything. That is the consciousness. Put your hands on that tree. Connect with the consciousness. It's not a human. It's a consciousness. Connect in that way. Okay? Lean up against the tree. Lean against it. And be open to understand, or to hear, or to be able to, feel the sense, feel the energy, and bond, connect with that tree or plants. It doesn't matter. You can sit with plants. You don't have to touch them, but you can start connecting. Like, for example, I have plants. I'm sure many of you do this, right? You start talking to your plants. Okay. They love it. Playing music. Okay. They get happy. Okay. And you want to communicate with them. That means you need to just let go of your mind thoughts and how you think the words are going to be there, because it's not words like human words. Okay. It's feelings, it's senses, it's impressions, it's a telepathic kind of energy frequency. Okay. So play with it, Charlene. Just go on out and sit with a tree and lean into it, and let your energy just start to connect with it. Let your frequency, the vibrational frequency that you are, your cells, everything, our cells, our blood, our everything, it still has that same, it's all the flower of life. Okay. The trees have it. You have it. We all have it. Everything, all existence has it. Okay. That is connecting. So we connect. We let our energies come and connect with that energy frequency of the tree or the plant or whatever that is. And then, pretty soon you're going to start realizing, oh, yes, I am communicating. And then it gets better and clearer as time goes on. The thing with me and my sister back then, this was back 1976, I'm thinking. 76. Yeah, 76. So that's when she started communicating with the aliens. I lived in Nevada, and we'd come on down. She lived in California, up by Pollock Pines, or back then she was in Happy Valley. I would come visit. That's what I did as my family, and we would communicate with the spirits. Okay. I saw spaceships. We saw one coming down. I was like, oh, let's go. So we got all kinds of cool stuff that we will be talking about. That'll be happening, probably this next coming several weeks. In the next couple of weeks, we'll start doing a program on that because it's pretty darn cool. Yeah. So hang on. Yeah. Abigail, I'm just telling people I started later today. We're going to change it from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern time. Because for me, it just works better. So hopefully it works better for everybody else too. So yeah, so all our stuff where I'm coming live talking about different things will be happening at 11. Okay. Okay. Do your kids and your sister's kids have advanced psychic abilities? Probably yes. All of them. Yeah. I mean, think about it. My kids grew up with me as their mother. Okay. My sister, their kids grew up with her as their mother. We were so involved in stuff, you guys. I mean, we were communicating with spirits. We were doing all kinds of stuff. We had really extremely scary things happening when these really dark energies were trying to possess and take over. I mean, we had massive experiences. But my sister communicated with the aliens for a couple of years. Okay. And the ships would come down. Her husband saw the ships. I mean, they had moved. Oh, I remember so they used to come a lot when they were in Happy Valley. Okay. And then when they moved to another area up in Pollock Pines, and there was trees all around. So they were open meadows, smaller trees. So the ships would come down. When they moved to Pollock Pines, the trees couldn't come. I mean, the ships couldn't come down because of the trees. So they came and let her know that she got enough and that she would come back, and time when she would share this information at some point in her life. So I'm thinking it's now. Okay. But yeah, it's yeah, so she's got you guys, here's another trip. Okay. I was pursuing enlightenment beginning in 1984. She was channeling. I was doing automatic writing. I was channeling as well. Then I ended it because scary things happen. But back then she was connecting and getting information. I started my journey in 1984, 10 years later, seeking enlightenment. That journey brought me to where I am now, knowing what I know. The things I know, the alien, not everything, but most things that my sister knows, the aliens taught her. So we both know same things. I got it through direct experience. She got it from the aliens. Okay? It's kind of a trip. Oh, right, Abigail. Pacific, you're 3 hours earlier. Yeah. So that'd be 7. Yeah, so now it's 8. Okay, hang on. If we sense discarnates and we know in a clearing, can we call you in to help remove it? Yeah. Yes, you can call me at any time. I'll help you. You guys have no friggin' idea, okay? I'm telling you, I got people all over the world calling me in a lot. And for many, you got dark force attacks happening, call me in. You got scary shit happening, call me in. You got, anything. You need help, guidance, support, protection, call me in. Alrighty, so I went a little over simply because of the time change. But again, just a reminder that these that we're doing now will start happening at 11 my time, Eastern time. Okay. Too cute. Abigail, too cute. When I listen to clearings at night and call my husband in, he starts jumping around in bed. Yeah, he's getting cleared. He's getting cleared. That's a trip. Yeah. So that reminds me too, Kimmy, the clearings, you can call people in, like Like when I do the group clearings, you can call anybody in and they're going to get the benefit of it. It's pretty cool. Yeah. So anyway, that's too cute. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Or your sister works or ghosts. Yep. They hear footsteps, things move by themselves. Yeah. It's a trip. Oh, check this out. So there's a place in town here. I'm sorry, I'm in Chattanooga, which is not. I'm right at the border of Georgia. Like I'm only a few miles from the border of Georgia and Chattanooga. And so a place in Chattanooga, the Reed House. The Reed House. Okay, you guys check this out. I've been there. I went there. Okay, but check this out. So a woman was murdered there way back when Al Capone was the mobster, and they never found the killer, but they suspected the husband. But anyway, she was almost beheaded. They cut her throat so bad. And so anyway, so they put him in that room with put bars on the windows. Okay, she was fucking hunting people. I'm not joking. When I went in there, she was like, I've had that experience one other time when I was clear. There was a house in a place in Hawaii. I was in Hawaii in Kauai on the plantation. There was a house. I think it was the Hill House or something. I can't remember the name of it. Anyway, my friend and I were walking on the beach, and she's like, "Oh, she's telling me about the haunted place." And it's like, "Oh," I said, "Why people didn't clear it?" She goes, so we walk over, and we go to that house. We walk right up front. So my friend Cynthia, she's right here, maybe 5 feet away from me. I'm standing in front, about 10 feet from the door. I start tuning in, and the woman that got murdered jumped on me, and my body flew back. Cynthia was like, her eyes got big, and so it was a major attack. So it was almost like that when I went to the Reed House here in Chattanooga. Okay. But so she's attacking people. So no one goes in that room. No one stays in that room anymore. Okay. But really quickly, I did clear the energy from the one in Hawaii. Now people can go in there. Now people will stay in there. Even the maids will go in, whereas before they would not. Okay. Trippy stuff. Yes, I've been to many haunted houses, girl. Many. I used to go ghost hunting. I plan on going to a haunted house place up here. Oh, clear it. Yeah. So there's guys, there's occasionally, like I'll leave things. For example, in Oatman, in Arizona, I lived in Arizona, close to Oatman, and there was a Odie. His name was Odie. He was a drunk, and his spirit's still there. I didn't make him leave. I was there, but I did not clear him. Sometimes you just leave it because people come and they have these experiences and they love it. A ghost. I felt the ghost. I saw the ghost. Okay. So unless I, usually I'll have a knowing to clear something. If I get the knowing to leave it, I leave it. Okay. Leave it. Yeah. Oh, good, Kimmy. Very cool. Yeah. Check it out. Yeah. Well, everyone's hanging on to something in their childhood. Yeah. They do. Yeah. Critter dogs, cats, critters. Yes. I have cleared stuff. Whoops. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. I have, yes, I've cleared critters. Many people clear animals. So yes, they do carry stuff. It's true. Okay. Ah, yeah. Legba. Yeah. So yeah, maybe he needs to, is it time for him to go? No, not yet. Okay. Yeah. There's a reason. Well, what would happen is for both of them, the woman at the Reed House and also the woman in Hawaii, the Hawaii house, what happened at the Hawaii house, the reason it's clear is because when she jumped on me and attacked me, I fell back, but I started talking immediately. I'm not the one who did this. She was bludgeoned to death. She was out hanging clothes, bludgeoned, and she crawled into the house and died. She had like 5 kids. Okay. So she was worried about her kids. So I showed her kids are okay. Showed her all kinds of stuff. She's gone. No longer haunted. This is why it rents out. No problem. Okay. Yeah. So she thought it was the attacker, the abuser, and that's what happened. Same thing with the woman at the Reed House. She was attacking because whoever killed her, anybody that would come in, she's attacking. That's what happens. All right, guys, I do need to go now for sure. Okay. Oh, sweet. Sweet. Okay. All righty, guys. So remember, next time it'll be at 11 Eastern time. Okay. Hope to see you there. Hope to see you this Saturday at the first chakra. Life, death, survival, traumas. Let's get that stuff cleaned up. All right, everyone. Thanks for being here.